Hi, and welcome to another Mystic Dude Outriders video. This video we're going to be looking at my Devastator. More or less finished the build, so I thought it's time to show it off. Pretty happy with it. Solo farming 14s, 15s I can do. I tend to do 13s and 14s with it as it's more comfortable and guaranteed for the golds, but it can do 15s. So a quick look at the build. These are skills: Earthquake, Golem, Impale, 2 Seismic and 1 Protection. The class tree, I'll just have a quick show of that. Play around with it, whatever feels best for you, but for this build I would say you got to take these anomaly reservoirs because you need the power. And I would also advise that you take this blood donation here, so that you're healed for your bleed damage, and especially the end one as well. Increase seismic skill based damage by 50%. But have a play around with it, you know, and come up with your own variation and go with what's best. I don't run that anomaly bullets. I've been trying that. So yeah, just play around with it, but that's what I'm using on this at the moment. So I'll just quickly show you it build. I'm running the 3-piece seismic. The hands I did have, but I smashed them up for the mod. The boots I did have, but I smashed them up for the mod after I got the helmet. So try and make sure you've always got 3-piece, and don't smash up the ones for the mods till you've got the other, because you need the set bonus, which is increased damage towards enemies with bleed. So on the helmet, as you can see, anything with Earthquake, it inflicts bleed on enemies, so that'll give us the 50% damage. I've got the extra Earthquake on it, on that one. On that one I've got Captain Hunter, which is damage to elites. On this one I've added Earthquake, extra Earthquake, second Quake. On this one I've got Circular Power, which I'll talk about in a minute. And on this one I added Bloody Boost. Boost your damage against enemies afflicted with bleed. And there is another one with Tainted Blood that comes on the pants. So the skill I'm going to talk about first, the mod, is Circular Power. Really strong on this build. So you've got to look at your cooldowns on this. So Earthquake 6.7 seconds, Impale and Golem. Now you can put these in order. I've just got used to them here, but you can put them in order of cooldown, you know, to help you with your rotation. So we'll look at this Circular Power again. So as you can see, boost your resistance by 15% every time you use a skill. It stacks up to 3 times and deteriorates every 7 seconds. So basically you've got to be using a skill within that 7 seconds. That stacks up to 3 times. It's not like Outriders to have something that's broke, is it, guys and gals? But yeah, we'll have a look at that in a second. You make your own mind up. That 15%, is it cumulative, additive? You know, is it 15 plus 15 plus 15? Or is it 15% of your value, then 15% of that value? You get what I'm saying, don't you, guys? But we'll have a look at it. So at the moment, I've got 73.9% physical damage reduction, 0 resistance. So we're going to use a couple of skills. My Impale I can't really use here in the campsite because there's nothing to impale. If I use it and then go into my resistance, obviously it's not gone up because there's no target here. So what we're going to use, we'll hit Golem and just show you. So as you can see, that's gone up 15%. And then we'll do an Earthquake, and we're on 55%. So yeah, you can see what I mean about the figures, guys. We use another Earthquake. Have a look. That's 35%. Might have been a bit slow on that. We'll use another earthquake, and a golem, and we're at 55%. Now I did have a build yesterday and I was stacking this up and I was getting like 135%, something stupid, and for some reason it was putting an extra 5% physical damage reduction on me. So obviously when we can hit a target, we can use the impale. So what you would do is always start with your golem, just because it increases the damage of your other skills. Yeah, but then your other two skills, you want to rotate them and try and keep them within that 7-second cooldown. Unfortunately on this game, with it being a lazy ass game design, there's no internal count cooldowns that you can see on your screen. You do see the buffs come up, but you know, you've no cooldowns or anything like that. You've got to gauge it through practice and play. So let's have a quick go. So we'll hit an earthquake, we'll hit golem, give it a few seconds. There is a timer on golem, as you can see, so that gives us a sort of cooldown timer. And if you sort of know what your own cooldowns are, so that's, as you can see there, like I said, that's giving us the extra physical, because when your skill goes on cooldown, it gives you that extra damage reduction. It's because your skill is on cooldown, not because you've used skill. But the resistance as well, as you can see, we're 125% resistance, and that's against anomaly and status. So pretty much, you know, tough as old boots here. So that's the defensive part of it, and obviously with the impale, you can have more flexibility to keep them values up with your cooldowns. With your bleed, you're going to get your health back. So what weapons am I running? I know everybody likes to run the shotguns. I forgot what's the one that everybody chases. I smashed it up, the one that they're all chasing. I didn't like it. I do have a shotgun as my secondary weapon. I haven't done much with it. It's got 2 reloads skills on it, one for vulnerable and one for morning winds. I'm not a big fan of morning winds. I know it's very popular because it does a lot of damage. I don't like its 8-second cooldown. So my main weapon that I like is this scrap grenade and grand opening. Again, it's a reload. They're both reload abilities, but rather than activating on reload, they're activated on the first shot or landing a hit. And again, together they're very strong. So I can quickly show you that on the ground here. As you can see, reload, and I get it every time, rather than, whereas morning winds is an 8-second cooldown, this gives it me every time, providing it doesn't break. And what I would suggest is, if you run this, always test it at campsite before you go into an expedition, because again, another part of this broken game is that your mods sometimes don't work. At least with this one, it's visual. You can see the anomaly flying out there like that. So if you're not seeing that anomaly flying out, then you know your scrap grenade isn't working, and you're going to lose a lot of damage. The other reason I like to use this as opposed to the shotgun as well is because of the 1.5 second reload, as opposed to the 2.1 or the 2 second on the shield bearer shotgun that everybody seems to use. But yeah, I just think this is better. I'm not saying they're wrong, I'm not saying I'm right, I'm just saying this is my preference. So hit me up in the comments, let me know what preference you tend to use, what you prefer. That is one good thing about this game. There is a lot of variation and a lot of adaptability to get your builds how you like them. You don't have to all be the same cookie cutter build or homogenized, everybody running the same identical builds. So that is something that they got right. It is good. Let's hope they improve on it going forward. So how does this work in a fight? So let's just quickly go and do a quick fight, and I'll bring you right back. I won't keep you watching this. Right, and here we are on World Tier 15, Canyon and the Grand Obelisk. I need to do the historian here, but every time you go in here, you always get enemies. So you can see sort of like what damage they're doing. I'll just use a few skills off. So I'll get near this boss and do a reload, and as you can see it just blows him up. Providing you've got people bleeding somewhere on the field, you're getting healed. Again with this rifle, you don't need to fire out flip off, just fire a couple of bullets. Reload. As you can see, it's one-shotting everything. The earthquakes, more or less same. Now we'll just run up the stairs, as it's a quick one. We'll do a quick run at this, the historian. Actually no, we've got an even better one here. I haven't picked it up, so we'll run the historian. Forgot to reset me the beast hunts. So we'll do this. Feel free to skip to the end if you want. I've got some nice little video clips at the end. So again, just explaining the build. As you can see, I'm trying to always keep something on cooldown, so that if you get any runners like that, always remember to reload. Pretty much one shot everything if you've got your reload ready. As you saw there, even though I missed by a mile, the anomaly killed him, so that's another good aspect of this. I do like that earthquake for bringing out enemies from behind stuff. And it's same with this scrap grenade for the on your gun. If you've got marksmen in the distance, just fire it off and it pretty much brings them out of cover if it doesn't kill him. pick up the item before we leave.
Gonna love this.
So as you can see, that's the my Devastator build, Seismic build I suppose you could call it. That's my variation on it, that with the weapons that I'm using and the reasons why I'm using them. Let me know if you've got a Devastator, what build you're running. I have been running a statue build as well. I found it a bit underwhelming, it needs buffing. I went full DPS with the statue build and it's just not worth it. DPS was, I would say, 25-30% below what my Techno does, and I didn't get the benefit of extra survivability. In fact, I feel like my Techno had better survivability than my Devastator using the statue build. But I might have been playing it wrong, I might have geared it up wrong. Let me know if you've got a statue build or a martial build and how you've done it. And for now, Mystic Dude out.